Hey, Carla, how are you?
I'm great, Paul. I enjoyed you so much in this film. I enjoyed the film in general. I really did because I was just saying this to a girlfriend of mine before I hopped onto the call that I've seen a lot of films dealing around the deaf community, and I feel like they are always making the characters look a bit cartoonish, so to speak, and not real. And this was the first time that I saw a film where everybody was just real. They weren't treated as a second class citizen. They weren't treated like they were different or less than. And I enjoyed that so much. And I really enjoyed your character, Joe, because Joe didn't take no gunk.
Hmm. Yeah,
Joe was on it. And I really want to talk to you about your band. I
yes.
want to talk to you about your band. I want to know like how long you've been doing this band situation and
Are you in
where
LA?
did y'all play pre-pandemic? I want to know all about it.
Are you in LA at all?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
All right. Look, we play heavy metal bars. There's a place called Petey's Place in Tarzana that we play. Everything's closed right now. I have a Black Sabbath tribute band. We do, and it's called Hands of Doom. I do all of Ozzy's stuff. I sing Ozzy. I'm the lead singer, and I do it in sign language. So every time you come and see us gig, there's like 50 or 60 deaf people in the audience, and it's a wild scene because all the heavy metal rockers that are usually there are just freaked out by everybody using sign language. What, deaf people like music? Yes. It's like when you look at the movie, deaf people have addictions. Yes. Deaf people have problems. They're not these little sweet little innocent. No, it's like they're just real. And so that's the thing about deaf people. I think that people should take away from this. They're not a monolith. They're not all the same. Some have a little bit of hearing, some don't, some sign, some whatever. But please stop labeling us, and please stop putting hearing actors in deaf roles. You know, that's the thing that really pisses the deaf community off. And so when you see this movie, it's these are real deaf people, and there a lot of them are really great actors. And you know, it's hard enough for me to get a role as a hearing guy. If you're a deaf actor in this town, if you're a black deaf actor in this town, you're going to have 10. You have to fight 10 times as hard to get the role. And so,
There's a guy that's at my agency that's deaf that I know. And he has the cochlear implants
yeah,
and everything. And
yeah,
he has a hard way to go. He works quite often though, actually.
right. I know several of them that I know of. Do you know Shaheem? The one who's
No.
in this movie? He's the dancer in this movie. Well, there's
He
so
was
many of them.
great. He
But
was
yeah,
great.
exactly. So yeah, that just that you know, leave us alone. Let us be who we are is what they're asking. You know, so I think this might be a breakthrough for some of them, just to portray them correctly. You know,
I love that you said that. And could you just really quickly talk about CODA rather? The
Coda. Yeah,
yes, child of deaf adults.
yeah.
Just talk about that
COD.
real quick.
I'm a child of deaf adults, meaning my parents were deaf. I grew up in the 50s where there was no technology. There was none of this captioning, whatever. So I was the interpreter. I was the go-between. When my father wanted to watch Bonanza, instead of sitting next to him, I sat next to the TV and I'm interpreting what Hoss is saying and Little Joe and all that. And then now the fugitives. I got to do the fugitive for my dad because there was no captioning. But I did it out of an act of love. It became like, God, I just love watching my father's face. Actually, because he used to watch TV shows trying to invent what he thought they were saying, and we would laugh about it because what do you think he just said? Well, he'd make up some. That's not what he said. So now deaf people are so fortunate. It's a different world. But being a coda in those days was much different than it is today. I'm so tied to that deaf community. I just love them. It's crazy.
And I love you. I love your enthusiasm. I love your passion. I love what you did with this role in Sound of Metal. I hope that other people will get it and that it resonates with
Oh
the
wow.
rest of the world the same way it resonated with me because it really, really did. I loved it so very much.
Thank you, Carly. You got to come see my band one of these days.
Look, when this pandemic is over, baby, I got a seat and I'm going to learn me a little bit of sign language so that I can hang with the homies.
All right, I'm gonna remember you. Okay, Carla.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.